Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at XLM, seeing what's going on. Quick congratulations to our community members here for taking some very healthy profits on our XRP trade yesterday. Only took us about 1 day, 24 hours to get about 26%. Furthermore, too, Premium Plus members, also congrats there. We've hit, 7 targets in a row? We got, BNB, Litecoin, XRP again, and of course there's a handful of other trades too, Ethereum, BNB. It kind of goes on there, but obviously be sure to check that out if you're not currently a community member. If you are, be sure to take advantage of that by linking your accounts through our webpage. It's all available through through a page once you log into the members portal. All right, so with XLM, what we want to talk about here is a few key factors. First of all, we do have just kind of air the dirty laundry here. We've got a fair value gap here, pretty significant there at about 14.8. Okay? So keep in mind, price could pull back to that level before it comes up again. That is common. That's why we see higher highs and higher lows, and the prices kind of fluctuate because of the fact that those gaps are getting filled frequently, because there's a lot of value there because the price shot up so quick and it broke through our previous high that there's a gap there left open. And a lot of times that's why the most recent high turns into the most recent low, because the price will inevitably come back and bounce off that level. Okay, so again, just something to kind of think about. Is it 100% guarantee it's going to get filled? No, but it's almost an inevitability. If it's not now, it should be later. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so let's take a look at the daily and work our way down and kind of see what's going on. First of all, we got nice little averaging out here at the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. Take a look at the volume here as well. Big surprise, 0.382 is taking the cake there for the most amount of volume accumulated. That's a pretty good amount of volume in their most recent past here. Problem is that's going to be a potential resistance level here too. And if we take a look at a few key factors as well, kind of on the smaller time frames, you can kind of see that we are kind of painting this picture here where we might see an ABC pattern, or perhaps even a head and shoulders if you want to consider that one. But bottom line here is that it would make more sense for the price to kind of decrease from here than to increase. Once again, if Bitcoin surges and shoots past 30,000, probably a different story altogether. I don't foresee XLM dropping, but Bitcoin's kind of stuck on a sideways situation, if you will, and XLM is performing quite well contrary to that. So for the most part, this coin being independent of that has more propensity to decrease on its own versus Bitcoin increasing, right? So again, just some kind of things to think about. Take a look here at the RSI. We're getting closer to 70 as well, another potential resistance zone. We've got a stochastics potential bounce there, but that is not formed yet. We've also got a MACD trying to diverge, but hasn't fully yet either. And if we take a look at some of the moving averages, we can see this trend here with the 20 is still holding in place so far. Again, keep in mind, the 20 will start to average itself out and over, of course, and as the price comes over, when we lose that 20, that's the first kind of indication that you're probably on the wrong side of the tracks and the price is going to go in the opposite direction. So again, keep that in mind. That's roughly where we're at here for the moment. Just something to kind of think about. All right, so again, big picture here. Daily, I would say doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look fantastic either, but no definitive direction yet. As we can see here on TD sequential on the 4 hour, we can see we're at a 7 here so far. So this initial push up here to this level at roughly, just say 16 cents is kind of, I wouldn't say unsuccessful, definitely did very well. We broke through our most recent high here recently to establish higher highs. And it's a strong likelihood we will see higher lows if it bounces off any one of these 2 Fibonacci retracement levels. So to me, I first see the price pulling back to 15.2 or 14.6, and kind of continuing after it fills that gap. Okay, so again, fair value gap looks like this. Could very well see the price come back down to bounce off the top, or to essentially fill it and bounce off 0.618. So again, a good long position would be somewhere in the range of this level here, right at about 14.8. So I'm just going to go ahead and set an alert there to kind of see. Might be a good consideration for a long position there, or potentially a short to that level. But let's go ahead and see if that's worthwhile. Now, first of all, we did have identified that we are at a 7 on TD sequential. So pullback seems likely. Let's see in its history what it's done, though. So it's come up to an 8 previously and surged. So you do got to recognize that although that was a pretty strong resistance level and there's probably a short squeeze that occurred here, it does have a tendency of running when it's overextended. Okay, so keep that in mind. We also saw a 9 here as well, and the price went mostly sideways from there and then up. So in truth, 1 out of 2 times it's surged, the other time it's kind of done what it's supposed to. So in that essence, we should hypothesize that the price could come down lower to fill that gap and increase. And again, there could be further downside as well with that fair value gap. So handful of things that we want to kind of consider and understand here. Bitcoin does also look like it's dropping a little bit here right now, so that could be the reason why we're seeing this come lower. So that being said, XLM is looking fairly strong, but also it might be maxing itself out here. We can take a quick look here. We can see we're getting closer to the upper overextension lines. If we take a look at Bollinger Bands, probably very similar here as well, even though we got an indication to take a long position. It isn't exactly the strongest long, I would say, here. Again, I don't prefer to take positions on the 4-hour Bollinger Bands, but some folks do prefer that. On the hourly, what we want to look at here is a couple of other factors, such as TD sequential, again, kind of see where the overextension lies. And this is what I'm talking about here. You see this line here where the price couldn't cross this level here. Comes up to retest it. We're at a 9 on TD sequential and just surges through. A lot of times what happens there is you'll get a lot of shorts that are leveraged right here. The shorts squeeze out, they'll open the long positions, price comes up and continues higher. So it's a short squeeze where they leverage their shorts with longs, essentially to fill that desperation moment, if you will. It's kind of a switch flip, if you will, where they switch from short to long instantly, and once that resistance level is broken, the price continues. What I'm getting at here is we've overextended ourselves twice now. We got a 9 here and a 9 here. So it makes sense for the price to continue to pull back. That is a double overextension to me. That in combination with the fair value gap here, I think we should see further downside from XLM. Again, just a consideration there. Is it foolproof? No. We're above the cloud. We have mostly green lights to leave your long position open, so keep that in mind. But how much further should it run? It really shouldn't, because it is overextended. We got a couple more hours until that lagging span intersects with the price action. Conversion line's way above the baseline here, so extremely overextended as well. And we can kind of see that the price is starting to diverge too. So there's a lot of reasons here to me on the hourly as to why this overextension is coming to an end and we shouldn't experience much more upside. I mean, hypothetically, you take a short right now, you could have a 2.5% stop loss above, and then of course, that fair value gap, you can get somewhere in the range of 7.5%, 8%. Okay, so again, that's a 3-to-1 ratio. That makes sense for a trade. All right, so again, I guess I'm a little more short biased on the short term for XLM, just based on, again, a few patterns that we're seeing here forming with these, kind of the double top, or sorry, not double top, the head and shoulders pattern. But furthermore, too, again, we look at the 4-hour time frame, we can see pretty clear as day that further downside would make sense considering the overall trajectory that we have so far. Okay, so again, do I think we're going to see 11 cents? No, probably not. But I do think 0.618 there, right there at about 15 cents, as a close approximate, would be a realistic target for a short. All right, well, that's my 2 cents. I hope that made sense for you. No pun intended. Honestly, that was actually just natural. And if you want to become, again, a better trader, CryptoCash.tech is a site, link down below. Same thing as well for this. If you haven't already registered for BingX, fantastic exchange, no KYC or VPN required, nice little deposit bonus. It's an awesome transition away from KuCoin, BitGet, and of course a few other exchanges. If, of course, you live in the States or Canada and you have difficulty verifying all that fun stuff. Okay, so thanks again, BingX, for providing that to our community. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. We'll look forward to seeing the next video. We'll take care. See you then.